So in 2000, I don't have that window. In 2000, 600,000 GL, I don't have 600,000 as a special case GL, so I'm good. So let's say 10,000 to this person, 15,000 to this person, 25,000 to this person, 25, 50, and 50,000 to this person. So this is you. I'll make you the highest amount, and I'm doing an intercompany as well at the same time. I'll just use some random cost centers. 20, 8, 2000, 2000. Just read this. So now this is a valid document. So I have 1,000, 10, 100,000, 100,000 matching. I have intercompany lines.
Okay.
I mean, one second. Hey, ఒక్క నిమిషం, please. So now see if I did by company code. Now in company code 1000, you see the intercompany line item that is auto generated. In 2000, you will see the intercompany line item auto generated. And you will have the highest amount, 50,000, being used for F2100. So I'll go ahead and post the document. This is my intercompany invoice. Now, in order to look at the workflow state, okay, I have the workflow log main, and I do not care about these buttons. These are for mask, but they never work. So if it's a FD60, F55, or F-90, first button. If it's a Milo, second button.
Okay.
So company 4000. Actually, our invoice was in 2000. నీళ్ళు అయిపోయింది 2014. And if you execute, you will see that it should be routed to it. So this is the last step, the one with the information on it. If you click the information, it's in your queue now.
Okay.
Since this is since you would not have approval to, so going to, okay, you share your screen for a second.
Okay, first I have to log into ECQ, no?
Yeah. Or do you know your ECQ password?
Yeah, I know. ECQ just log.
Okay.
I have to log into system, no?
I mean, if you know your password, instead of sharing, I'll give control to you and you log in my screen. Okay. You now have control. Now, a simple way to approve this is go to your inbox.
Okay, SBWP.
Mhm. And in your inbox, you will see this.
Mm-hmm.
So double click on it, and you can approve it here.
Okay.
So for now, I'm approving from here, but I
Mm-hmm.
will show you other thing too.
Mm-hmm.
You'd actually get an Outlook email too, saying
Okay.
this is in your queue, but since this is ECQ, that
Mm-hmm.
email is not actually sent out. So
Okay.
if you go to SIST, you will see this. All you have to do is select this and process, and this, what happened? Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but okay, it already sent to your queue. So you should have an email in your inbox as well.
Okay.
Anyways, what I wanted to show you is now that you approved,
Mm-hmm.
if you go back to the transaction and if you look at the status report again,
Mm-hmm.
it is Saurabh approved it,
Mm-hmm.
but since Saurabh didn't have the capacity to approve a $50,000 invoice,
Mm-hmm.
Rakesh, you know.
Okay.
So currently in this test, what I did a intercompany
Mm-hmm.
cost center highest amount
Okay.
with multiple levels.
Okay.
So we want to list out all the scenarios, all possible scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
and try testing like this. So for everything, we need one FP60 screenshot,
Mm-hmm.
one Z workflow log main showing that it routed.
Okay.
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 Okay. Thanks, Saurabh. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Um, so while working, I'll just ask if
Yeah,
you
yeah, of
get
course.
stuck anywhere.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
I wanted to ask few questions.
Uh-huh.
Um, about can you explain me the fiscal year logic you gave to Chaitanya? What exactly
Uh,
the logic is?
that's basically calendar fiscal year. Currently in Dolby, our fiscal year is from October to September, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, October 4th
Mm-hmm.
will be our period 1 2015.
Okay.
So, per our calendar, period per our calendar, that is Q1 2015,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we say sold to quarter for a customer,
Mm-hmm.
it's based on what do you say? The calendar quarter.
Okay.
So October 2014,
Mm-hmm.
October is period 10, I mean
Okay.
month 10, so
Mm-hmm.
it would be Q4
Okay.
2014.
Mm-hmm.
So the logic, since instead of hard coding it, we are determining from calendar K4. Our fiscal calendar, the October to September one, the 445 calendar is a fiscal, I mean, period variant Z5.
Mm-hmm.
K4 is standard SAP delivered monthly calendar,
Yeah.
January to December fiscal year.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking her to get the month number using K4. Since there
Okay.
is a standard function module
Mm-hmm.
to determine the month and uh, fiscal period and fiscal year for a
Okay.
given date.
Mm-hmm.
So since hard coding or instead of writing if it's January 1st to March 31st Q1, if it's between April 1st to June 31st Q2, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying use the standard function module
Okay.
using calendar K4
Mm-hmm.
because calendar K4 is year dependent, January
Yeah.
to December.
Yeah.
So you would just get the same thing.
Okay.
However, the date that we are passing
Mm-hmm.
is from the Vistex claim date. So
Okay.
the slash IRM table are Vistex tables.
Okay.
So for licensing business, this is basically for licensing for products. I mean, when we sell a product, we know when we sold a product, and we can just say the same thing.
Okay.
For licensing, for example, let's say I am you buy a Dolby license. You created a movie theater and you bought a Dolby license.
Okay.
Now, in order to use Dolby technology
Mm-hmm.
for the next 5 years, let's say you're going to pay me, I don't know, $50,000 per year, $40,000 per year,
Okay.
$10,000 per quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is every quarter end,
Mm-hmm.
you submit a claim
Okay.
with Dolby saying that, okay, I'm paying you $10,000 for this contract which I signed with you 2 years ago.
Okay.
So you submit your claims in Vistex.
Mm-hmm.
That flows through SD.
Mm-hmm.
I create a billing document.
Okay.
I'll send you the billing document,
Mm-hmm.
invoice,
Okay.
and you pay me the invoice.
Okay.
But that invoice is not generated until a Vistex claim is submitted.
Okay.
So now, since I sold the product to you, or I sold the license to you 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything
Okay.
to determine my quarter and fiscal year.
Mm-hmm.
So the Vistex claim date to
Okay.
determine which quarter. So for example, you put in a claim today saying I'm going to pay you $10,000 for license XYZ.
Okay.
So I am taking your claim date and determining which calendar month and year they are, and I'm saying, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you are going to pay me $10,000 for Q4 2014.
Okay.
So in on my invoice, I'm writing that line item saying license royalty fees for Q4 2014.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the logic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Secondly, I wanted to ask is that in production, who maintains the factory calendar?
He checked with me. James checked with me.
Okay.
I mean, uh, it's not transportable basically.
Okay. So basically,
Um,
FTM manages it or HTR?
it I mean, it basically depends on calendar, right? We should have created individual calendars rather than depending on the same calendar. This
Okay.
US calendar is being used by us
Uh-huh.
for IDOC payments.
Okay.
In the bank payment settings, you need to say if it's an international payment, you need to have the value date of 3 days for bank clearing. If it's
Uh-huh.
a ACH, you can pay it next day. If it's a check, you need, let's say, I don't know, 5 business days, etc.
Okay.
So that's a piece of configuration which determines on the calendars,
Okay.
and we are using US calendar for the same thing.
Uh-huh.
And apparently payroll is also using US calendar to determine uh, basically employee pay cycle, etc.
Uh-huh.
Now the problem is during December, I told you, right, we have shut down